Hello everyone, this is Xanta, back in another episode of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Last time we finished up the first section of day 2 in court for the 5th trial. Wow, that's like super if it was a website guide or whatever, that'd be, pull down and then a sub menu, and then another sub menu, or pull down for the cases, or so do whatever, or it would be like one in from the case to the day, and then one more to the so it'd be like 3 in or whatever, however you want to say that. The court now reconvene Will Sky Lana trial. It didn't come back. I mean, to call the next witness to the stand, the officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Me, partner? Oh, I'm just a man wandering. Same as you, wandering the trails of civilization. Occasionally helping the elderly cross the intersections when needed. Oh, I know, you're a patrolman. For my name, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the howling wind call it out. To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor. Jake Marshall. Howling wind, I've never heard Edgeworth described that way before. Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You're in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day the crime took place. Is this correct? According to the papers, partner. What do you mean? Desperado's soul is boundless as the desert sands. No paper can sum it up. Speak something words. Please share with us your testimony of the day of the crime. In English. Texan is English. English is Texan. My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard. They said that I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at a street-side saloon at the time it went down. I'm just an innocent traveling man, so if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. What do you mean by 2 security systems? In the security camera and the ID card reader. Reckon even a cowpoke like you knows about these. What about the fingerprint activated locks inside the evidence room? What kind of newfangled doohickeys are those? It's not that good with machines, or following orders. Everyone's got their weakness, now don't they, Mr. Prosecutor? Seems like trouble. Okay, Mr. Wright, he's all yours. Trouble, here. Okay, so he claims to not be there, but we have this. And it's like, I remember right, Street Side Saloon. Objection! Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd that is you being called in to testify like this? After all, you weren't in the security room at the time of the crime, yet you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner. It's quite simple. Left a very large trail behind at the scene. To be exact, a handprint. It's real good, partner. Like I said, the caretaker of that crypt. Pay my respects. That is, make my rounds about once a month. It's only wait, 3 times a day and once a month. They're close enough. It's only natural my fingerprints would be in there. I only wish it were, officer. But you see, fingerprints were covered in blood. Witness, what's the meaning of this? Your blood-stained fingerprints were at the crime scene. Blood was wiped away, however. Luminol tests clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshall? Seems to me, there ain't a person in this room with a head on his shoulders. Take it you have an explanation then, Officer Marshall? About the blood-stained fingerprints? Found something about found at the screen. Wow, I can't talk. Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in that evidence room. One of them just happened to be the same place as the bloodstained handprint. The murderer touched the locker where my handprint was by chance. Bloodstain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Or didn't you know that the murderer was wearing gloves? Can we view the video? Let's see, because I don't think he was wearing gloves. I can't tell. Oh, wait. Wait. No way he could have been wearing gloves because of the locks. Life wouldn't be fun without it. Excuse me. May cross-examine the witness. This guy's hiding something. I can feel it in the desert wind. Why would it, like... That's because you, how did you put it? Pay your respects once a month? Yeah, that's right. That and one more thing. That locker happens to be mine. What do you mean? I mean what I said. That's the locker I used when I was a detective. The locker I still use. All that's in there now is a heap of broken dreams. And a white coat, maybe. He's been using the fingerprint lock without even knowing it. Okay. Touch the locker when my fingerprint was. The bloodstain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. He wasn't wearing gloves, I don't think. There's a blood stain at the scene, though, left by the murderer. That's right. Found it on Gumshoe's locker. However, no fingerprints were detected on that handprint. Oh, yeah, I think we tried that too. That would mean the murderer would... Yeah! I'm good. Happened to place his hand on top of Sir Marshall's fingerprints. It's the only logical conclusion. Are you starting to get the picture, partner? The seal of blood. The desert. It's just food for the buzzards. There's only one reality, and that's this. Security tape. As long as my trial isn't here, you can't say otherwise. This isn't getting us anywhere. Please consider carefully what you're doing with this cross-examination. Then continue your testimony. Well, like, how do we know it wasn't you? Want me to tie... You want to tie me to this crime, isn't that right, partner? If so, that videotape is the only direct evidence you have. That videotape is next to useless. It's full of blind spots. Places you can't see. Camera's panning back and forth. The floor isn't shown. If someone was familiar with the camera's position, he could leave the room without being caught on tape. We don't have time for your speculations, Mr. Wright. Show us the evidence in this video. Officer Marshall was present. Okay. Let's have another look at the video. Okay. So wait. So that one there, I think, is Jake's locker. So, guy, you know, guy's there, inexplicably disappears. Wait. Bring our attention back to the security camera. It's a mistake I'm afraid you'll not soon forget, Officer Marshall. Days are short in Texas. So are our tempers. You sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less? Very well. You can clearly be seen in this video. Exactly 8 words. Not bad. The key lies in a certain locker shown in the video. See this locker that has a white cloth sticking out of? This is the witness's locker. Now then, let's rewind the tape a bit. Oh, the white cloth. It's gone. What's the meaning of this? The crime took place. White cloth wasn't there. What the... It wasn't that something else just like opened up on my computer, then it suddenly appeared. The one explanation, Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime. The more you opened, something turned away. Hold your horses, but you got the wrong man. So if my locker was open. Doesn't mean... Yeah... This? Detective's thing. Yeah. Murderer needs to hide something. It's not my fault he happened to choose mine. Why is everyone staring at me like I'm a wanted man? He really doesn't know. I hate to rain on your parade, but you're the only person who can open that particular locker. Yeah? Call your bluff. Now prove it. Okay. We talked about this earlier today. Lockers can only be opened by the detectives they belong to. What kind of crazy talk is this? Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There's even some people in the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. So, Sheriff, what do you have to say in 8 words or less? Oh, I was gonna count. I only got 1 word for you, partner. Okay, that's 8. No! That's 9. This is a joke. It's the worst I've ever heard. I assure you this is no joke, Officer Marshall. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime. Is he now a bullfighter? Alright, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure out the rest from here. We can? Look at these floor plans. And Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall. So wait, is K? K, I think, is meant to be Meekins. K has got to be Meekins. And he can't be anywhere else. And the white code is put in his locker. There's something white that I'm assuming is the code. Officer Marshall was standing right here. There, but that's where the victim, Detective Goodman, was. Correct, unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. I believe the victim in this video is Officer Marshall. You dressed up like Detective Goodman. Or, wait, Goodman or Goodman? Goodman. Good man, good man. That's preposterous. Officer Meekins witnessed the detective at the crime scene. He saw the man's face, he'd know for sure. May I point out that Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman. He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted. And he carries a knife. We know that for sure, because we've seen him shaving with it. Which is strange. Suddenly pulled a knife on me. Something about the officer's story puzzled me. If the man had his ID card, why didn't he just show it? Yes, he would have needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it. The answer is simple. He couldn't show it. You can see Detective Goodman's picture is on his ID card. He'd show that. His cover would have been blown. Sir Meekins would have realized that the man wasn't Detective Goodman. You have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall? You've got quite an imagination, partner. Got a term for that. It's called circumstantial evidence. He's still denying it. You're gonna have to do better than that to break a detective. Unless you have hard evidence proving I dressed up as the victim. Can't say I particularly care for your uncooperative disposition. Can't say I care for your... Like, they used that earlier. They used, like, that exact same... back and forth thing. No, am I kidding? Have anything like that? I can see the fear in your eyes, partner. Seems you're the one who couldn't take the desert heat. Like, this can't be happening. So obviously the one, what can I do? I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out. When you've run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics. But that's what... Isn't that what Mia says?